are officially halfway through the year, and I hit a point a couple weeks ago where I was like, okay, well, what did I even accomplish this year? What has happened this year? And essentially just being very hard on myself. But I was able to get myself out of that, reframe it, and make a 180. And I want to share it all with you because right now is the time to really make the rest of 2025 the year that you are craving. And it is not too late to do that. So I want to share with you all steps to really just create the most amazing rest of 2025 and really shift your energy to get where you want to get. And the first step is to have a gratitude for what you did accomplish. So even if you didn't see this huge shift in your physical reality, it does not mean that things haven't happened for you yet. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean that things aren't adding up. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean that you haven't grown. And for me, this was realizing that maybe the first half of the year was really all about alignment, clarity, and growth so that I could really get into action the second half of the year. And that even though I didn't physically see all of the results, there was still so much that had happened, experiences and growth. So before we get into all of this, I just want you to reflect and think about all of those things that you did accomplish, the alignment that has happened, the growth that has happened, and recognize that all of that was part of your journey. The second step is to take inventory. So, what did you like that you did the first half of the year? What were the experiences that you enjoyed, the people that you spent time with, the projects, work, all of that? And then ask yourself, how can I bring more of that going into the second half of the year? And then the second part of this is, what did you want your life to look like by now? And no, this is not the time for you to be hard on yourself or get down on yourself for it, but it is time for you to ask yourself, how can I now bring that in? What are new actions I can take? What are things that I can add in to a routine? Because I really love seeing the second half of the year as our second new year. You can set new goals, you can set new intentions, and you can build all of these new habits. The third step is to let go and shed what no longer serves you. So, part of taking inventory is about asking yourself, what is it time to let go of? Because to make room for the new, we have to let go of what we don't need anymore and what doesn't serve us. So, maybe it's a habit, a limiting belief, a relationship, or even the pressure to be somewhere that you are not. You cannot bring in what you want if your hands are still so full of what's not serving you. And so right now is really the time to ask yourself, what is it time for me to let go of so that I can make space for what I want to let in? The fourth step is this internal check-in, because your internal reality reflects your external results. So if you're not seeing the external change that you want all around you, it is time to check in with yourself and ask yourself these three questions. Number one, what beliefs still need upgrading? Number two, what thoughts do I default to daily? And then number three, how do I talk to myself? Because your thoughts are consistently creating your reality, and your reality is a reflection of the thoughts that you are choosing. So if you want your reality to look differently, it is time for you to change the thoughts that you are choosing, the things that you are thinking. So if you want more, it is time for you to think better, to speak better, to believe better, and realize that you are in control of your life. And this was such a huge shift for me too, because I was like, well, why aren't things changing for me? And then I had to really look into within and be like, what are the things that I'm saying to myself? What are the beliefs that I have? And changing all of those is really where the change and shift starts to happen. The fifth step is to just take action, like literally any action. You cannot expect your life to look differently if you keep doing the same things over and over and over again. And I know you want more for your life because you are listening to this episode, and it is up to you to give yourself those things. The more actions that you take, the more that you build your chances of getting the things that you want and your life changing. And I shared this in last week's episode too, but it was just so good that I have to share it with you all again. Miracles happen when you go against your nature. So in order for things to be different, in order for you to attract those miracles into your life, it is time for you to start doing things that you normally wouldn't do and to change it. And a mantra that I have been living by is, if it scares you and excites you at the same time, you should probably go for it. Like those things that you know you want to do, but then the nerves start kicking in and you're like, wait, I can't do that. What are people going to think? That's out of my comfort zone. Like those are the things that you have to do. So maybe it is going to an event alone. Maybe it is going and speaking in front of people. Maybe it is literally you just starting a conversation with a stranger because you're like, your initial intuition is like, I want to go do that. It's literally going for it and feeling the fear and going for it anyways. And I swear, like when I have started doing this, I have seen such a massive shift in my life. And so I know it can be scary to just fully go for things, but it is really about like telling yourself, okay, it is safe for me to go for it. And no matter what, there is growth within this. Like even if it doesn't go the way that I want it to go, I am still going to grow. And I know it can be, again, really scary to go for it, but you can start small. You can start with the smallest thing and then build up and realize that it is only out of your comfort zone until it isn't. And if you're not sure where to start in taking action, some things that you could do is message the person that you've been nervous to reach out to. Maybe wake up earlier and use that time just for you. Post the thing that you've been scared to share. Even those like small actions build momentum, and you do not need a full plan to just go for it. You just need the first step. Like really think about it when you are working towards something new. You don't always need to have every single plan figured out. You just need the first step in front of you figured out, and then things unfold along the way. And then the last thing that I want to share is just reframe this feeling of being behind. Because I know that if you are someone who is feeling behind right now, like this year hasn't looked like how you wanted it to, I want to remind you that you are the farthest thing from behind because you can literally never be behind in your own life. You are literally just on a different path. And just because the first half of the year didn't turn out exactly the way you planned for it to, doesn't mean the second half of the year can't be better than you could have expected it to. And this all could have been preparing you for all that is to come and getting you into alignment and all of that good stuff. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. Growth has seasons. Sometimes you're in the seed planting phase and everything feels slow, but that doesn't mean that magic isn't building under the surface. And your second half might be the harvest and the time that you get to see all of these beautiful plants bloom. You do not have to wait until January 1st to become a new version of yourself. And so I'm really encouraging you to just picture yourself on December 31st, 2025, and ask yourself, what am I celebrating? What shifted for me between now and then? How did it feel to finally go for it? And realize that that version of you is not far away. They are one decision away from today's you. You are not too late to change the trajectory of the year, and right now is the perfect time for you to decide to make a different decision, to try something new, and make the rest of 2025 the time that it really changes, everything changes for you.